at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. 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 You ready?
It's the queen of royal badness.
It's time for the Raw Report with Robin Ayers.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Robin's got a lot to talk about.
You are inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics, and interviews. I am your host, Robin Ayers, with you Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. And I could jam on that all night long. Happy birthday to Sheila E. Wonderful, wonderful Sheila E. We know that she just was presented with her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which was truly amazing. She's out here doing big things, and so hopefully she's having herself a wonderful, wonderful birthday. And I hope you all are having a wonderful Tuesday. I know that I am. Good to see you all showing up in the YouTube community over here. If you guys want to call in on today's show, it's an interesting one. We'll talk about it all. But if you want to call in, you could do that by calling 1-800-920-1580. Again, you can join us over here in YouTube. That's at KBLA 1580. Of course, we also post our updates and different people that you can see and what's going on our social media platforms also. KBLA 1580 on all of our socials. You should be following me at Robin Ayers. It's just a good idea because you never know what pops up. A picture, a video, a red carpet, a dance, like Andy says sometimes he likes to see, the dancing, whatever. But it's always fun. Listen, I am going to give a major, major, major shout out to actor Damson Idris. Just give him an applause already. You don't even know where I'm about to go with it, but he deserves an applause. I'll tell you where we're going with it. I don't know what set him off. I don't know what happened and, what he saw, what he heard, but he posted a message, and I love it. And I'll share it with you. He said, "I see so much unprovoked hatred towards black women today by predominantly grown black men, especially towards our young stars that are just trying to do their thing. The compulsion to humble these women perhaps make you feel like more of a man. I promise you, you aren't men to us. A new year is approaching. Grow up." Literally, I appreciate him for saying that because we ask all these black men, we ask, everybody asks black men to stand up, say something, protect us, take up for us like we do black men. And not to say that there aren't some, but I just definitely appreciate that he did that. Andy?
He's caping. He needs to say some names. I don't like that blanket statement type stuff. Say some names. It's obviously something that triggered him for him to even make that statement. So go ahead and say some names out there. Other than that, you caping and pandering. But it's all love.
Whoa.
I get it.
Oh.
I respect the statement.
Whoa.
But he's caping and pandering.
Okay. Well, okay. I hear that, but let me say this. And do I have a point with saying this? Sometimes I hear you definitely. Maybe, number one, we don't know what he said behind closed doors to said person or people. We also don't know if it would be worth his not worth his time, let's say. Maybe not poking a bear. Maybe it would create more problems than what it has currently just by making a blanket statement. I don't know, Andy.
He already started the fire though by making a statement.
Okay.
He's obviously triggered by something. I just want
triggered.
I just want him to state some names.
Yeah.
Point blank.
Okay. I see where Andy, he got, he a little puffed up today. You know what I'm saying? He want to get all rah-rah today.
I am part of the Raw Squad.
You are part of the Raw Squad. Hey, Raw Squad. Shout out to Lavelle. Okay, so listen, let's go ahead and jump right into the Raw Report for today, Andy.
Now it's time for a breakdown.
Speaking of don't want no problems, I don't know if Terrence Howard is creating himself a bigger problem. We don't know. We will talk about this, break this down. But I mentioned to you yesterday that Terrence Howard is suing CAA, Creative Artists Agency. It's a big, huge giant of an agency. They represent so many different people in the industry. And he knows that he could possibly be setting himself up to maybe not work in this industry again, although he has claimed to have retired before, multiple times before. We don't know where this is going to go, but let's talk about it. I'll explain why he's suing them on the other side. We also got to talk about this Kanye West thing, and I would be interested to hear what Andy has to say as well. I know he is a very big Kanye West fan, but he showed up to his listening party. He's got an album coming out, which I do think the album is going to be fire. I can't lie. I've heard some snippets. I think it's going to be fire. Plus, he's working with Ty Dolla $ign. You can't go wrong. I'm sorry. But he shows up to the listening party, a big, big deal. He's got all these artists with him. But please, somebody help me figure this out. He's wearing a black KKK hoodie. The hood. We know what that means. We know what that typically stands for, what it signifies. What does it mean that he's wearing a black KKK hood? I don't know. He is known to be controversial. We got to figure it out. Let's try to put something, an excuse to it, name it, understand it. Let's try to unpack it. We'll do that on the other side with a brilliant correspondent that we have on the phone with us today. Hopefully she can help me understand all that we're talking about today. And again, if you guys want to chime in on the conversation, please feel free to do that by calling 1-800-920-1580. But we're going to get this party started when we come forward. Right now, you are listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Denzel Whitaker, and I'm on The Raw Report.
You're inside The Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580. Environmental justice, pollution, and climate. In Los Angeles and across America, people of color are suffering and dying from disproportionate health impacts on a planet that has less than 10 years to prevent irreversible damage. Heat illnesses, respiratory illnesses, water-related illnesses, food system impacts, insect-related diseases, black maternal health, and mental health effects. As the impacts of climate change mount, millions of vulnerable people, our people, are going to bear the brunt of these extreme environmental events, which will likely lead to forced displacement, loss of cultural identity, and other related risks. These realities are as real as rain. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details about the most progressive multimedia and live events campaign any black media outlet has ever undertaken to combat the climate catastrophe. Experts, events, empowerment. It's all on the way from unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down. We level up.
Level up, 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 level up.
Girl, I have a secret. When I get stressed out, I get sweaty. That's why I use Secret Clinical Antiperspirant. It's like my own secret weapon. For 72 hours, I get Secret's strongest protection against sweat caused by stress, heat, and activity, because you know how crazy life can get. Plus, it's made with advanced odor fighters that don't just cover up smelliness. They help prevent it from happening in the first place. Believe me, if I weren't wearing Secret, I'd be a hot, smelly mess. Thankfully, Secret works.
Hi, I can help whoever's next.
Cooper's overnight shipping company has to deliver the goods.
Ship these gifts to your grandkids.
They need a logistics manager to keep the wheels turning.
126 packages going to Toronto, Tuscaloosa, Montreal, and Minneapolis. Oh boy.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
They are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news.
You're inside the Rob Report.
With Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
This was just brought to my attention. Thank you, Andy. Andre Brower. I wasn't familiar with him, much of his work, until I actually looked him up. I'm familiar with his face more so, but he had done Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Homicide, Life on the Street, and some other series. He has passed away at the age of 61, so definitely sad, and want to send our condolences. Again, I'm not as familiar with his work, but thank you for that, Andy. I do have for you guys a question inside of the poll. I came across this online, and I think it's a no-brainer, but somebody let me know, because there are some people, like Andy mentioned. I think you mentioned this last week. You enjoyed grounding, so going outside, putting your feet on the ground. That's very important. Some say the grass. Some other people say the actual asphalt. Could you stay in the house for an entire week without stepping a foot outside for $100,000, Andy?
100%. That's easy.
100%, you say?
Absolutely. I mean, as long as I, do whatever necessary shopping prior to that week, I'll be good. And quite frankly, we all experienced the pandemic. Should be easy for us.
Okay. Well, right now we have 100% of the people inside of our YouTube who agree with you. But let's go ahead and get to our contributor who is on the line with us, a beautiful, wonderful woman who I believe is brilliant, funny, and all the above. And I'm looking forward to having this conversation. Please welcome Katrina Robinson back to the Raw Report. Hello to you, Katrina.
Hey, how you doing, Robin?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming back onto the show. And I want to see where you stand with this. Just like Andy just mentioned, he said it's a no-brainer. Can you stay in the house without stepping a foot outside for $100,000 for a week?
Girl, I would gladly stay in the house away from the rest of these humans. Please.
Let the humans be out there. I hear that.
Look, and you can even pay me on a payment plan, baby, and I'll still stay.
I know that's right. Kind of like the lottery. You know how you can take it all up front or pay me in installments?
Yeah.
I feel that.
No, save me my taxes. Give me my installments, honey. Yes, I would.
I know that's right. Okay, well, because initially I was going to say maybe you need the sunlight, you need to get your vitamin D, which I'm a big fan of stepping into the sun. But Andy is like, open up those blinds, open up the curtains, just be at a window. So yeah, I guess we all agree it would be pretty easy for us to stay inside the house without stepping a foot outside for an entire week if you were paid $100,000.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we know the big news right now. Andy, you wanted to jump in? What?
Just know that after the week is done, make sure you throw away the trash, okay?
Throw away the trash. Okay, yes. We don't like fruit flies and things. Okay. Okay. So this was big news. Terrence Howard is suing his former agency, Creative Artist Agency, which is a big agency who represents, a lot of A-list talent. And that's a big deal because, anytime you're going after the giants, the sort of powers that be, seems like you're setting yourself up for a fight. And he also knows, he's made a statement before. He was like, I know that this could be sort of a death blow, trying to do anything else in the business. People have become blackballed for less, right? He knows that, but he's also fighting for justice right here. So let me play this clip for everyone, just to get an understanding of what his agency says, as well as a snippet of Terrence Howard. Let's take a listen.
Lawyers for Terrence Howard say that his CAA agents tricked Howard into believing he was being paid a fair salary for his work on the show.
Mr. Howard, an Academy Award nominated actor, is here today to ask for justice.
Lawyers for actor Terrence Howard announcing a civil suit against Creative Artist Agency, or CAA, claiming the agency failed to get the actor adequate compensation for his acting duties on the mega-hit television series Empire. Attorneys claim CAA duped Howard into believing that his salary was fair for his acting work on the show.
Mr. Howard was unaware that his self-dealing agents were providing him information that was just simply inaccurate. When he would ask them, please provide me with the comparisons so that I know exactly what compensation I should be receiving, they'd give him comparisons that's simply misleading.
I trusted CAA to look after me, and they looked after themselves. I can't say that this was a racial issue, but I cannot imagine that white actors that are comparable to the numbers and the accolades that I have, I can't imagine that CAA would allow them to be misused and treated in the way that they allowed Fox to misuse me or to be paid the way that I was paid.
All right. So now that we have that background, give me your thoughts on this. I have my own thoughts on what's going on here, but a couple of things. Is it worth it for Terrence Howard to put up the fight that he is? He's already done the work. He has he's already accepted what he did. They mentioned at the height of what he was making upward of $300,000 per episode on Empire. We know that Empire was a mega show that was on Fox. Again, the work was done. Do you think, what side do you stand on, Katrina? Is it worth it to fight for this and sue them and possibly get your whatever you feel is worth this fight? Or do you feel like, you know what, just be better or do better maybe next time instead of going up against the giant? Where do you stand?
I mean, Terrence Howard is not new to the game, Robin. Unfortunately, this has been a long-standing issue in Black Hollywood where Black actors and Black talent have been paid significantly lower than their white counterparts. But Terrence has got to accept some accountability in this particular issue because, sometimes you got to check behind the checkers. If you know, and like he said, he didn't know that what the industry standard was, but I mean, anyone who's working in their craft should be doing their research. But I do believe that this has been one of the things that plagues the talent industry. And CAA is a global talent agency, so I can understand, some people being apprehensive to buck against the system, but Terrence has the actual duty to do so because now he started the fight.
Yeah.
But I do see him being blackballed. I mean, like we were speaking about earlier, it's contradictory from what I understand, CAA both represented him as well as Lee Daniels in the production company.
That's absolutely true. And
right.
Here's what's interesting to me. We know that Terrence Howard has now twice retired from the industry. Once in 2019. He also sort of retired again last year, just in December of 2022, saying that there was nothing more he could do. He couldn't do anything more. I think he feels like he's reached sort of the height of his career and maybe with his creativity where he could go with things. However, he states in this that he knows that he could possibly be setting himself up to basically not work again. So maybe in his eyes, it is just important for you to fight for justice for yourself. I just don't know. Someone who maybe is not as established as Terrence Howard, do you feel like if this were anybody else for that matter, someone who is not as established and have as big of a name as Terrence Howard, would this be a smart move to go up? I have different thoughts on this though, Katrina, because there's so many things that come into play here. There is the race card. He's talking about, he's naming it. He's like, listen, I got paid less than my white counterparts. That is unfair. Also, CAA. You were looking out for your best interest as well as the other the producers of this film, and had me accept less money. So in the grand scheme of things, morally, I'm looking at it like, yeah, fight for yours. But I also know that if I'm coming into the game, it's not going to be necessarily a good look if I do go up against these big giants like that. So would you recommend someone else doing that if they weren't as high powered, let's say, as Terrence Howard is?
I mean, absolutely not, because the thing, Terrence is going up against Creative Arts Agency, which is a global agency, right? So they have the bandwidth, they have the reputation to pretty much blackball him from any future projects. If you're talking about somebody starting out, they're just as hungry as anybody else. I don't think they would have the balls to do that, Robert.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I guess it also depends on who you're represented by, what they're telling you, and also if you feel like if you could win or not. Maybe if you won a case like this, maybe it'll be worth it for you in the end. We don't know. Let's go ahead.
Do we know what he's seeking in damages, Robin?
I don't know if they made that known.
Right.
You're asking what he's seeking in damages?
Right. Yeah.
Andy, do you know what he's seeking? What were you going to say, Andy?
I mean, that's a big factor in saying whether it's worth it or not.
Yeah, no, that's a big fact. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask if if actors under CAA or under any agency for that matter, if they can only find work through their agency, is it possible for them as an individual to be able to find work by themselves and even represent themselves? Because to me, this situation just sounds like a middleman taking advantage.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like that to me as well. And to be honest with you, once you are that established in the game, I don't know what the rules are. I know just even on a lower or smaller level, a lot of the times if you're signed with an agent, you've got to pay them whether you got that position or not. That's just sort of how that works. In addition, yeah, I don't know. I'll kind of leave that alone. I'm just not sure if it's worth it, but I think it could be if he doesn't plan to work anymore anyway. And I just feel like if he even if he got jobs himself in the future, it's hard to work with someone that goes around suing people. Yeah. It's hard because you're looking at, you got to take a look at somebody's history. Could they possibly do that with you? I don't know if that answers your question, Andy. Yeah.
And then too, Robin, you have to look at the layers and layers of relationships that CAA has in the industry. I mean, he's pretty much writing his death ticket in the industry by suing them.
Right. Lavelle Delone, this is actually a really good point. He says last person to go against Lee Daniels is still trying to get steady work, Monique. Well,
look at Monique, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's true in that that's true.
So look, Terrence is going against the people that represented Lee Daniels. So just think about the exponential backlash that's going to happen now.
Yeah.
It's not just Lee Daniels. It's his agent.
People have been blackballed for way less. They've been blackballed for having an attitude, being known as someone difficult to work with, or a diva on set, or, a gossiper, or anything like that. People have been blackballed for less. So if you're suing the big people involved, I'm just not sure how that's going to work in his favor. Again, I will say that if he plans on peacing out, if you just don't want to be a part of the business anymore, have at it. And he could possibly be doing some great benefit for the people who are up and coming behind him. So, hopefully it works out for him, however it's meant to be. Fahima Sek, she says, Terrence Howard has retired, worth $5 million in assets. He will be fine financially. This is the 21st century. Black people don't have to put up with being exploited. Is Terrence Howard? I don't know if that's what Google says. If he's worth $5 million, I don't know. I don't know how.
Well, I hope he's worth more than that.
I hope so. I mean, for the sake of
all the work he's done.
Definitely for all the work that he's done. But I don't know. I don't know where he lives. I know that we're in Hollywood, and if he lives in Los Angeles or anywhere near it, I hope he is worth more than $500 million in assets. Thomas Outlaw says Mr. Howard has made a lot of good moves, but his agents have told him bad things. He was the original, Colonel Rhodes in Iron Man, but missed out on all the Marvel money because of his judgments. Man, he was. I actually really enjoyed him in Marvel.
Does Terrence Howard not have a business manager or business advisor? I mean, I don't understand what kind of team he has that allowed him to accept this particular deal. I mean, we're just talking about the Empire suit, but from what I've read, there are issues with the Hustle and Flow contract.
Yeah, I mean,
Basically, he produced music that he wasn't paid for.
Here's the thing, though. I can't be mad. You know, Terrence Howard, it seems as though he's made the same type of trajectory as a lot of black people in this industry. You start off where you can. You accept even the low deals. Like he accepted a very low amount of money for Hustle and Flow, but he didn't know it was going to go on to do what it did. He didn't know that it was going to earn a Grammy, or was it a Grammy or an Oscar? He didn't know all of these things at the time. But I'm not necessarily mad at how he's flipped it to do what he's done with it. It's just, in my opinion, they would be the ones at fault, CAA, because if he's asking for comps, he wanted to see comps. What are other people being paid? Similar to my position, even white people, and they're not saying it or they're not showing him the receipts, then going back to your point, Katrina, is who do you have on your side that's just trying to help you, kind of pull all of this together. But listen, I do want to get your point. I want to get you the last word on this on the other side. We're going to talk about that. We are also going to talk about Kanye West and what's up with the KKK hood. When did things get weird for Kanye? That's what I want to know on the other side. Right now, we've got news, traffic, and sports. You are listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Eric Bellinger hanging out right here with my family at The Rob Report. Keep it live.
Here's to a holiday season full of peace, joy, and happiness. Happy Kwanzaa from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. New York City Mayor Eric Adams is firing back at his critics who are fighting his proposed budget cuts. At a recent hearing, council members accused the Adams administration of using the migrant crisis as an excuse to make cuts to city agencies and programs across the board. Mayor Adams, who is black, responded saying they have just complained and have not come up with solutions for the reality of a $7 billion budget deficit that's mainly tied to the migrant crisis. St. Petersburg, Florida Fire Rescue is celebrating some historical achievements for members of the department. Lindsay Kinzinger and Tanya Hart became the first female department members to be promoted to the position of district chief. Firefighter Devin Curry, son of Eugene Curry, one of St. Petersburg's first 5 black firefighters, was also promoted to captain. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
In Norwalk on the 105 East connected to the 605, got a stalled big rig taking up the right lane with traffic heavy from the 405. Highland Park on the 110 south before Avenue 52, that's a crash also blocking the right lane involving an overturned vehicle collision. Traffic's about an hour delay from York Boulevard. Pasadena 210 west at Cedar Madre Villa Avenue, that crash blocking the left lane's got traffic backed up from Michelin Avenue. And then a signal alert on the Van Nuys area of the 405 south after Victory Boulevard, that's got the right lane the on-ramp closed due to a dump truck in a fuel spill.
What will you find at Macy's Backstage? How about the perfect holiday gifts, just $25 and under, like matching family PJs, fragrance sets, toys, and more. Find the latest trends, new arrivals, and great prices at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Charger season is officially over. Quarterback Justin Herbert had season-ending surgery today on his right index finger. He was placed on injured reserve, which means he will miss the final 4 games. Herbert has started 62 straight games during his 4-year career, the second longest active streak among NFL quarterbacks. Buffalo's Josh Allen has made 84 consecutive starts. Easton Stick and rookie Max Duggan will handle the Chargers quarterback duties the rest of the season. The Chargers are 5-8. They play the Raiders Thursday night in Vegas. Top 5 women's college basketball teams in this week's AP poll: South Carolina, UCLA, North Carolina State, Iowa, and Texas. 8-0 USC is right on the edge at number 6. Top 5 men's teams, Arizona, Kansas, Purdue, Houston, and UConn. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Escalade IQ. This the intro to the all-electric Cadillac perfection like Zoom. And on a full charge, you get 450 miles without the stop. Haiku. This is what I do. Daddy fat intellect since 92. Linked all the way back, panoramic roof. Coming 24-inch rim standard. Ooh, why? Shawty don't kill him. Cadillac diamond in the back, cold chillin'. And when I'm on attack, on the track is no ceiling. Sky's the limit. You hear me? You hear me? Straight drop, no parachutes. Lay lines like a longitude and latitude. Feel it, beloved, clearly we're hustling. Bustin', truckin'. Cadillac, Cadillac, Cadillac.
For more on the Escalade IQ, visit Cadillac.com.
Available late 2024. GM estimate 450-mile range. On a full charge based on development testing and/or analytical projection. Consistent with the CAA 1634 revision 2017 MCT. Range subject to change prior to production. Annual rates may vary based on service factors, including ambience temperature, terrain, battery age, and condition loading, and how you use and maintain your vehicle.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Every child deserves the best teachers, facilities, and academic programs to set them up for success. At Milton Hershey School in Hershey, Pennsylvania, we make that a reality for children from qualifying families who are looking for greater opportunities. Milton Hershey School enrolls students from pre-K through 12th grade from across the United States to live and learn on a beautiful state-of-the-art campus with all costs covered. Are you looking to set your child up for success or know a child who could benefit from Milton Hershey School? Learn more at mhskids.org/admissions.
As we go a little something like this.
Hey, it is me, D.L. Hughley, and I am thrilled to be heard weekdays in my hometown on KBLA Talk 1580. So check out the D.L. Hughley Afternoon Show weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m. exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580. We got a whole lot to talk about, let me tell you.
That's for the real. Keeping you informed about what's really going on.
Who's got next?
And what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yo, G, they can't stop me from rapping, can they? Can they hot? I spit it through the wire, man. There's too much stuff on my heart right now, man. I gladly risk it all right now. It's a life or death situation, man. Y'all don't really understand how I feel right now, man. It's your boy Kanye Titter. Shot-town, what's going on? Yeah.
You were inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Come on in here if you are just joining us. We just got done talking about Terrence Howard, and is it worth it for him to sue CAA or not? Well, you guys are split half and half. 50% of you say, yeah, go ahead and sue because it is worth it. Get your money, whatever that is. Or 50% of you say, no, don't do it because it could be setting yourself up for getting blackballed in the industry when it comes to anything else, although he has retired twice already. We'll see what happens with it. You know, I'm going to bring you the updates as we know about it. We are talking to our contributor for the day, Katrina Robinson, who is on the line with us. And it's funny that Andy should choose that song because here's a fun fact for you. I knew the old Kanye West. I knew Kanye West up until that song. Actually, that was the last song that the song that he had come out with the last time I had spoken to him. So that old Kanye to me felt like a genius Kanye. That guy was creative. He he pushed the envelope. Of course, he was always, haughty. But I think things got a little strange. I don't know at what point things got a little strange for Kanye. But we know that now he's dropping his newest album. It's called Vultures. And from what I'm hearing, Katrina, it sounds good. I don't know, but these are just snippets that I've heard. I was not at the listening party that was in Miami. But he shows up, and there are a few weird things going on here. Number one, I call out the fact that he has his daughter, Northwest, on the stage with him while he's playing these provocative lyrics, things that personally, in my opinion, she shouldn't be listening to at this time. Nothing but old, grown men around. But, she's protected. She's with her father. I'm sure everything is fine. It's just, I thought that was a little bit weird. Secondly, we can't help but notice that he's wearing the KKK hoodie. Now, it's black, and it's not the traditional white KKK hoodie. But where, in your opinion, I don't know how much of a fan you are or not of Kanye's, but where do you see this coming from or going? I don't even know where to stand with it. And if we can try to break this down, that would be nice. If I can get some insight by the end of this conversation, Katrina, I would be greatly appreciative. Let me know your thoughts on this.
No, but Robin, I think we talked about this the last time I joined you. Kanye has some serious mental health issues. I don't know if he has dissociative personality disorder or if it's just the baby needs some Prozac. That's just it. But I miss the Donda Alexis Kanye. I'm still a Kanye fan, but Kanye has a lot of issues that need attention outside of the music industry. And I think, some people say it's because he got hooked up with the Kardashians. The Kardashians ruin all black men. But Kanye has some serious issues. Yeah. I think the last time we talked, he was wearing the White Lives Matter shirt.
Yeah, he was. He definitely had the White Lives Matter shirt on.
Yeah,
was it White Lives Matter? It was White Lives Matter. Yeah.
Yeah, it was White Lives Matter.
Yeah.
I don't know if this hoodie symbolizes black supremacy. I don't really know because he hasn't explained the significance of it or the symbolism in it. But Kanye needs some medication.
Andy, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, just because I know how much of a fan you are, but you've also followed him throughout his career. And you've come to your own opinions on different things that he's done in the past. Where do you stand with this, and why? What kind of a statement do you think he's making behind this?
He's an entertainer, and he likes to stir the pot. You could say a shift happened once his mom passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, he was on this trajectory. If you follow his album, he went from college dropout, late registration, graduation. The next album after that was supposed to be something school related, right? Mm-hmm. But then that was the period that, his mom passed away. Okay. And what happened? He dropped 808s and Heartbreak. You listen to the music right there. It was a lot of it was very melancholy, very, very sad. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a lot of blame that he puts on himself because of his mom passing away. And if you pay attention, you could tell he was an individual that was conflicted spiritually and battling with the flesh at the same time.
Always, or you just
always,
saying? Okay.
Always. So I think when you get into the industry and certain things about the industry,
yeah,
you experience certain things in the industry. I think it could definitely take a toll on you mentally. And I think that's what he's going through right now. He's really going through a spiritual battle, and he's just acting out right now.
Okay. What's very interesting to me, I appreciate that input, and it does give me a little bit of insight. It actually makes me think about this, perhaps. You ever hear about the people who are like uber rich and they've experienced everything you could possibly think of? Yeah. Then they start to do very weird, strange things because they're like, I've maxed out on all of the experiences. I felt everything that you could imagine to experience. Like all of us, the average person who's living today, they're like, what would it be like to live on a yacht for a week? What would it be like to have $500 million in my account and be able to buy anything and retire my family from, work? And we all want to experience certain things. But if I've heard about these types of things and people who, rich people who have experienced all of it, then you start to see that they actually do some really strange things because they're trying to get some kind of feeling back. This reminds me of Kanye. What has not Kanye experienced? What hasn't he, gone through? He's gone through all the emotions. He's experienced it all. So it's almost like he can't just settle for the music. The music is going to be great regardless because I still consider him a creative genius. It's going to be great. But what more? It seems like he's got to push the envelope in some type of way because he has experienced it all. Andy?
He needs the love of God and the peace from God. I don't care how rich you is, religious or not. He needs to find peace within himself and whatever God or higher being that he worships. Because you could be rich as hell and still not be happy about things. So I think it's more than just a lot of the trinkets, the physical stuff that he has. He needs to work internally.
That's a big fact. Katrina, you agree with Andy here?
Yeah, I agree to a degree, and I understand what you're saying, Robin, about those insatiable desires of people who have everything at their fingertips. Say, for instance, the people that went down on the submarine. But I don't think that's Kanye's issue. I think Kanye has not been right since his mom passed. I really think that he blames himself for it by introducing her to the industry and making her feel like there were pressures associated with being involved with him or the image that is acceptable in the industry. I mean, I don't think he's ever rebounded from that, and he hasn't had the support or the treatment that he needs in order to deal with that. Now, where he is now, I feel as if that is more of him craving to be of a certain status, whether it's legendary or iconic, however he wants to term it. But I know he wants to make his mark in a way that's different than any other artist. If you listen to his interviews, they're not about music. They're about impact. They're about him being totally different from what the masses agree to. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the statement that he continues to try to make, but he continues to alienate himself through those efforts.
Mm-hmm. Well said. What if this, okay, you guys take this ride with me just a little bit. Here's my theory. What if, the last time we heard from Kanye in a major way when he made, global news, people were calling him anti-Semitic. We knew that he had been, all kinds of brands, his own brand, his partnerships, they wanted to sever ties with him because of his, what they call anti-Semitic comments that he was making. And he wouldn't stop. He was pressing it, but he claimed that he was not. In one of his songs, he has a disturbing lyric, and he's almost trying to make that point. He says that he just, in essence, slept with a Jewish girl, right? He was making that statement to say, basically, how can I be anti-Semitic when I just was with this Jewish girl? This is in his own lyrics. I'm not making this up. And if we know that are y'all still with me? Y'all following me here? Okay, because I'm trying to go. Okay, I'm trying to go somewhere here. I don't know if it's gonna hit or not, but I don't know. You let me know. The KKK hood and the robe that they would wear is basically racist, but that was overtly racism. We know that that's what it stood for. Obviously, there was they were trying to hide their identities and things like that, but just the symbolism of what they wore, what it stood for, it was racism. What if the opposite of the opposite of white is black, and he's trying to make a statement saying that he is not racist or he is not anti-Semitic with this black hood? Does this hit at all or no? Am I reaching?
You're reaching a little bit, Robin. Baby, you're reaching just a little bit.
Okay, no, I get that, but Katrina, what does the hood mean? Somebody break down. We're trying to break down Kanye. I get it all day. I agree with both of you, actually. But what does the actual black KKK hood mean? I'm trying to place
No,
it because
I
usually
really think,
what he does means it makes a statement.
Like I said, that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I really think, like I said, Kanye is one of those people that wants to go down in history as the most iconic rapper that ever lived. And that's not going to be through music. He knows it's not through music. So I think the statement of the black hood is the institution of black supremacy. Like, he just feels like he has to be the one to make the statement. That's why it's not white. I think he's indicating that he's a black supremacist.
He's a black supremacist. Andy, you agree?
I agree. I like that breakdown wholeheartedly because he also had a song, I forgot what album, but he also has a song called Black Skinhead.
Yep.
So I can understand the whole black supremacy aspect of things. So he got to be controversial in order for people to hear him, right?
Does he?
100%.
Or can his lyrics suffice?
And
Should
really,
his lyrics suffice? Go ahead, Katrina.
The lyrics you were talking about, Robin, I think he was being I think he was being kind of a smart ass because most white people will say, well, I'm not racist, I have Jewish friends, I'm not racist, I date a black girl. So he's really being
being facetious. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I told you she's smart. All right, I told you Katrina's smart. This is why you're on the show. We appreciate you. Okay, so basically what y'all saying is that I went way left, and Katrina, you nailed it. Okay, it's basically black supremacist. That he's stating that he is a black supremacist. Right. Okay. Well, then I guess we have the answer to that. Last thing before we have to let you go, Katrina. Are you going to listen to his album? I don't know if you mentioned before that you were a fan of his music, but will you listen to his album? And do you think Kanye will he get better? Will he get the help? Will we see Kanye in a better light, maybe similar to that of what we used to see when he first came out?
Unfortunately, I don't think Kanye has the support that he needs. I don't think he has anybody that holds him accountable or anybody to answer to where he would seek treatment. Kanye doesn't think there's anything wrong with Kanye.
Yeah.
But I will be listening to Kanye's album because I am still his fan. I think he's a musical genius, or a genius in any right, but I will be listening to his music. I love Kanye. I just want him to get the help that he needs and that he deserves, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay. Oh, that's sad. But I hear you on that. I agree with your point that I'm not quite sure who he has around him in his corner that's holding him accountable, and that will hold him to, some higher standards. So not sure about that. But Katrina, always a pleasure having you on the show. You are always a blast to have with us. Let everybody know where they can find you online.
Okay, you can follow me on Instagram at Senator Katrina Robinson. My website is The Katrina Robinson. That's thekatrina.robinson.com. Robin, it is always a pleasure to talk to you. I love your show. I will be listening.
Thank you so much. Truly appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to the next conversation. Enjoy your night, Katrina.
Thank you.
All right.
Good night,
well, when we come forward, I think Andy wanted to make a last point. You want to make a last point on this whole Kanye debacle?
I will be listening to his album.
Okay.
But I don't have high expectations.
Of the album?
Of the album. I mean, the last couple of projects that he dropped, for all intents and purposes, have been trash.
Okay.
A couple good songs here and there, but it's definitely not College Dropout, Graduation, Late Registration, Kanye. This Yay madness, I get it. But I do want to say, shout out to the Voice of Reason. He always comes through and drops some science, right? And he basically questioned, is being a black supremacist a bad thing? It's actually quite gangster. Think about Louis Farrakhan. Would you consider him to be a black supremacist?
Possibly.
Just saying. I think also it's a mentality that I think
it is. It's certainly a mentality.
He's obviously probably going at it the wrong way, but I think it's a mentality that he at least wants to put out there. I mean, we have to look at ourselves as black people as kings and queens. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to, we came from the struggle, we're dirty, this, that, and the third. Like, nah, you should think highly of yourself. And he's going to extreme matters by doing this, but I can respect it. It would be helpful
Respect
if
it.
he explained himself, so I get it.
Okay. Well, let me ponder on this. When we come forward, we'll play your Who's Got Next, and I might respond to Andy and the voice of reason on the other side. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, I'm Damian Young. I'm chilling with Robin on the Raw Report.
More of the Raw Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, Maisha Cairo here, KBLA, live at Chase Bank on Crenshaw and Vernon for the In This Together tour with female business owners, a day of empowerment, community panels, and best of all, tips on building business from marketing to capital. I'm here with Lisa Stevens, Senior Business Consultant with Chase for Business. Lisa, what's one tip you'd give to business owners here in the Crenshaw area?
I love that you asked that question. I'm originally from Brooklyn, and I grew up in an area that's very similar to Crenshaw. So this is near and dear to my heart. And if I could only leave a business owner with just one, I would tell the business owner to identify their why. And I think that is so important because your why is going to be that strength on those days where you feel like you're struggling. Your why is going to be that stepping stone. Those days that you want to give up, your why is going to be the reason that you get back up.
And how would you advise business owners looking to acquire capital? What do they need to know before stepping inside the branch to ask for funding?
So 3 things. I do want to share this when it comes to the power of capital and just finding those resources. Understand that capital is a 3-part of a business, right? It's not always about the monetary piece, but if you first put that intellectual, right? What do I need to know? That social, who I need to know, that will help you to then package for that monetary piece. So no matter who you're banking with, you should know your banker. Never walk into a bank and you're transactional only.
It's just like Lisa to drop gems. I'm Maisha Cairo in the community for KBLA with JP Morgan Chase.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
Can't you just see the smile on her face over the radio right now? Let's get back to more of the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Let's go ahead and jump into a little bit of our Who's Got Next. Check this out.
Baby, I've been putting in the effort, sending over cards in different sweatshirts. I see you in my dreams and my future. Yeah, I know. We be snapping back and forth with pictures, but damn, that makes me really wanna kiss you. I know if you were here, I would deliver. Damn, I'd be like, ooh, crazy, but only for you. Doing things I never do. I'll be like, ooh, they want me, but I want you. No one be there like you do. Yeah, yeah. Oh boy, I got a question. Do you feel the tension? I know I keep you guessing. But you ain't got a question. take a flight, I'll send the
Skylar
info.
Simone.
Pick you up and show you what I'm into.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe. I'm feeling it. That's called Questions. Skylar Simone. She does have a beautiful voice. Houston, Texas says she has a great voice. I definitely agree with you on that. Before I I have to say it, before I go any further, I do want to let you guys know about, if you're in Los Angeles, okay, this is your opportunity, what not to miss. This is actually going to be pretty awesome. December 23rd, Arturo Sandoval, he's going to be in concert at the Walt Disney Concert Hall. Look him up. If you want a fantastic night, trust and believe, this is where you should look him up. He is a Cuban-American jazz trumpeter and pianist legend, Arturo Sandoval. Please check it out. Walt Disney Concert Hall. And if you are interested in going, I have a 20% discount promo for you. Yeah, we do. It's WDCH. That stands for Walt Disney Concert Hall. So WDCH 20. You want to put that in for 20% off. I'm telling you, it is going to be absolutely fantastic. If you want to go, check it out at the Walt Disney Concert Hall. Look it up online and put in that concert promo ticket, and you could be chilling watching this fantastic concert. Well, you all. Okay, Marcus says very basic, talking about the song. Okay, well, listen, not everybody's going to hit. All right? Not everybody going to hit with you, Marcus. I'm just kidding. Or any of you for that matter. I'm just joking with you, Marcus. You know, I appreciate you all. Anouk, am I saying it right? Carswell says, feeling it. I'm feeling it too, definitely. Thank you, Houston, Texas. Thank you, Penny Thompson. I appreciate you guys. Fahima Sek, I appreciate you as well. Calling in, writing in. We definitely appreciate all of that interaction and engagement. You guys already know we're going to have another great show tomorrow. But listen, to tonight's show, tonight with the voice of reason, Zoe Williams, is going to be fire. It's going to be fire. The topic is going to be incredible. He's digging in with some married folks, but he's talking about relationships in general, something you definitely do not want to miss. I appreciate all of you. Remember, today and every day forward, be a blessing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Black Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott joined Baltimoreans United in Leadership Development and the Greater Baltimore Committee to announce a plan to combat vacant properties. During the recent announcement, the Scott administration pledged a city investment of $300 million over 15 years. That money, along with funding from the private sector